Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope that you had a good weekend and now you're back to working hard on your school stuff this week. Before I get started reading the book today, I do want to share something with you. So I sent a picture of this to your either your mom, your dad, grandma, grandpa, whoever, and let them know about this. But I want to tell you as well. Each day this week and next week, we are doing theme days. So typically at the end of the school year, we do theme days just for fun to kind of wind down the end of the year. So we thought, us first grade teachers thought, hey, we could still do them. So each day will be some sort of a dress up day, kind of like at Christmas, we did something like this. During Dr. Seuss week, we did something like this. Just like those, you do not have to participate. If you don't want to, you do not have to, but it is just something fun. If you do them, feel free to have your mom or dad or grandma, grandpa, or babysitter or whoever it is that's home with you take a picture of you with your dress, the clothes you're dressed in, or the activity that you have for that day, and send it to me so I could see you. It would make me really happy. So I'm going to share with you what they are now. So today is Monday. It is Crazy Sock Day. I have on my purple and pink heart socks, and they say, I love me. Tomorrow, Tuesday, is Pajama Day. That's an easy one. You're already at home. Wake up. Don't even change clothes for the day. Wednesday is Go for a Walk Day. Obviously, this is one you would want to do as a family activity. You would want to go for a walk, maybe just around the block there by your house, walk down the street and back, walk to the park, walk at the park, whatever, a family activity to walk together. Thursday is read a book to someone. You could read a book to someone who's at your house, or if you are talking and visiting with family over videos or on the phone, calling them and reading a book to them, they would probably really enjoy hearing you read. I know we don't get to spend as much time with our family that we don't live with right now because of everything going on, so they would probably really love hearing you read over the phone or through a video. Friday is Help Around the House Day. So right now, all the kids are at home. That means extra messes are being made, extra dishes in the sink, extra dirty clothes, all of those things. So I'm sure your mom, your dad, grandma, grandpa, whoever would really appreciate if you did something extra to help around the house. So find something that you could do. Ask mom, hey, you want me to help you do the dishes tonight? Would you like me to help you with cooking dinner? Do you want me to fold the towels? Do you want me to take the trash out? Do something, and I bet you it will make them very happy. Then the next week, Monday, write a letter to someone. You do not have to send the letter if you don't want to or you can't. You could just write a letter and keep it, and next time you see it, actually give them to them. You could even write a letter to me and send it. We have the address for you on the paper that I sent, or the picture of the paper I sent to your parent. Tuesday, draw a picture and share that with someone. Wednesday is dress like what you want to be when you grow up. So for example, if you want to be a chef and cook food when you grow up, dress up as a chef. If you want to be a doctor, dress as a doctor on that day. The next day, that's Thursday, snack and movie day. I've watched lots of movies during this time. I've eaten lots of snacks during this time. So pick a movie to watch that day or that night. Have the family get together, get some popcorn, get some snacks, watch and eat. Friday, which is the last day of it, May 8th, is write a thank you note to someone and draw a picture with it too. So again, you could mail it to someone if you want to, or you can, but you don't have to. You could just wait until you see them again. So those are what we have going on for the next 2 weeks. Each day that I get on here, I will remind you what it is that day. If you are participating and you want your parent to send a picture to me, it would make me so happy. Okay, let's get on with our reading. So I had told you last week that I would be reading a chapter book. And I said, if you think back on the chapter books we've read this year, I bet you can figure out what we're reading. So if you know what kind of a chapter book I'm reading, say it right now. And if you said Ready Freddy, you are correct. And I bet that's what you said. We read lots of Ready Freddy chapter books. This one that I chose to read is called Second Grade Rules. I chose this one because we are this close to being second graders. You are so close to being officially done with first grade and having summer break and then going to second grade. And even though I'm extremely sad about that, I'm also happy for you and I'm excited for you. So I have chosen Ready Freddy Second Grade Rules. It is written by Abby Klein and illustrated by John McKinley. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to read 2 chapters each day this week. So 2 today, Monday. I'll start chapter 3 and 4 on Tuesday, so on and so forth. So if you're wanting to stay caught up on the book with me, come back to the YouTube channel every day and listen to the next 2 chapters. If you remember, not every single page has a picture, so if I don't show a picture, that means there was no picture to show. If there's a picture, I will make sure that I show that to you. So let's get started. We're going to read chapter 1 and chapter 2 today on Monday. Chapter 1 is called Missing Robbie. I lay in bed on Monday morning. I could hear my mom yelling from downstairs. Freddy! Freddy, let's go! Get a move on! Ugh! I groaned. I didn't want to go to school. Freddy! Freddy! She called again. You're going to be late. I dragged myself out of bed. Coming, Mom! I yelled. Be there in a minute. I threw on some clothes and walked slowly down to breakfast. Well, look who's here, said my dad. Ah, ha, ha, ha. My sister Susie started laughing. What's so funny? I snapped. You, she said, pointing. Your hair's a mess. It's sticking out all over the place. You look like a werewolf. I tipped my head back and howled. Oh! And your breath smells like it too, said Susie, waving her hand back and forth in front of her nose. Pete, you! Freddy, said my mom, stop howling and come eat. I plopped myself in my chair and stared at my plate. What's wrong? Asked my mom. Why aren't you eating? I made your favorite, chocolate chip pancakes. I don't want to go to school, I said. Why not? Asked my mom. I thought you liked your new teacher, Miss Clark. Oh, I like her a lot, I said. She's really nice. So then what's the problem? Asked my dad. Robbie's not in my class. You have other friends in your class, said my mom. I know, but not my best friend, I said. So what? Said Susie. So what? I cried. It's not fair, that's what. You have your best friend in your class, so be quiet. Freddy, said my dad, don't talk to your sister that way. Well, I said, it's not fair. Susie gets to sit next to Kimberly every day. But you get to sit next to Robbie on the bus and at lunch, don't you? Said my mom. Yeah, but it's not the same. I know it's hard not having Robbie there, said my mom. He was in my class in kindergarten and in the first grade, I said. I thought for sure we would be in the same class for second grade. Sometimes the school likes to mix kids up, said my dad. Fine, I said. Why couldn't they put Max or Chloe in a different class? That would have been great. Why don't you try making some new friends, suggested my dad. I sighed. I guess I could. What about that new kid? Asked Susie. What new kid? Asked my dad. There's a new kid in Freddy's class, said Susie. Really? Said my mom. What's his name? Josh, I told her. Where's he from? Asked my dad. I'm not sure. I wonder why he moved here, Susie said. I think he said his dad got a new job, I told her. I bet he's missing his best friend too, said my mom. Maybe, I shrugged. He probably has a best friend at his old school that he misses a lot, said my dad. At least you know kids in your class, Susie pointed out. He doesn't really know anybody. Well, I hadn't thought about it that way. I think it would be really nice if you tried to make him feel welcome, said my mom. Maybe you could ask him to eat lunch with you and Robbie, said Susie. That's a great idea, said my mom. I know, said Susie, smiling. Now, Freddie, said my mom, you'd better start eating or you're going to miss the bus. I reached for the syrup and accidentally knocked over Susie's glass of milk. She jumped up out of her chair. Look what you've done, shouted Susie. I spent a long time picking out this outfit, and now I have to go change my clothes. I just stared at her. Freddie, said my dad, don't you have something to say to your sister? Sorry, I mumbled. You are so annoying, Susie growled as she stomped out of the kitchen to go change her clothes. Freddie, said my mom, stop staring at this puddle of milk. Go get the sponge and clean up this mess. And next time, said my dad, please ask someone to pass you the syrup instead of reaching over the table for it. I cleaned up the milk and went back to eating. Now you don't really have very much time, said my mom. The bus is going to be here any minute, and you still have to comb your hair. I started gobbling down forkfuls of pancake. Susie came back into the kitchen. That outfit is just as cute as the first one, said my mom. Thanks, Mom, said Susie. Then she turned to me and said, not only do you look like a werewolf, but you eat like one too. I'm just trying to eat fast, I said with the fork full of pancake. Ew, keep your mouth closed, said Susie. I don't want to see what you're eating. That's disgusting. Sorry, I said as a small piece of pancake flew out of my mouth. Gross, said Susie. Freddie, where are your manners, said my mom. You know not to talk with your mouth full. Josh isn't going to want to eat lunch with you if you spit food all over him, said Susie. Freddie, run upstairs and brush your teeth and comb your hair, said my mom. Yeah, said Susie. You don't want to scare the kids on the bus. It isn't even Halloween yet. Okay, chapter 2. What am I? I have a fun writing assignment for you all today, said my teacher, Miss Clark. Miss Clark was new to Lincoln Elementary. She seemed really young, and I thought she was very pretty. She had long, shiny blonde hair and bright blue eyes, and she smelled good. She always has fun things for us to do, Jessie whispered to me. I know, I whispered back. I can't wait to see what it is. What is it? What is it? Chloe squealed, bouncing out of her seat. I just love writing. Sit down, fancy pants, Max growled, and she'll tell us. You can't tell me what to do, Chloe said, waving her finger at Max. You're not the boss of me. Chloe and Max, you are not respecting each other, said Miss Clark. You need to speak more kindly to each other. Good luck with that, Jessie whispered. Now, Chloe, please sit down so I can explain the assignment. Chloe smoothed her dress, fluffed her red curls, and sat down. Halloween is coming up, said Miss Clark. Yeah, I know, Max blurted out. The best holiday ever. Miss Clark put her finger to her lips. This is listening time, Max. Max sank down in his chair. I thought it would be fun if you all wrote down some clues of what you're going to be for Halloween. Then you'll read them to the class and we will all try to guess. Jessie raised her hand and Miss Clark called on her. That does sound like fun, said Jessie. Can I help? Good. I'm glad that you think so, said Miss Clark. And yes, do you want to help me pass out the writing papers? Why does she get to? Chloe whined. Because, said Miss Clark, she was being a respectful student, and she asked. Said Chloe, crossing her arms and pouting. That's not fair. It's very fair, said Miss Clark. I like to reward good behavior. Jessie passed out the paper and we all got started. Well, everyone except Max, who just sat at his desk tapping his pencil. Stop it! Stop doing that, yelled Chloe. I can't think. You're so annoying. No, you are so annoying, said Max. You are. No, you are. Okay. That is enough, you two, said Miss Clark. One more word out of either of you, and you can both go do your work in the principal's office. They glared at each other and got back to work. So this is his second grade teacher now. He did have Mrs. Wushy in first grade. We've read a lot about Mrs. Wushy, but this is Miss Clark, second grade teacher. I looked across the room at Josh. I wonder what he's going to be for Halloween, I thought. I guessed I would find out soon. Each year, I dress up as a shark, since sharks are my favorite animal. I am obsessed with them. Last year, I was a hammerhead shark. This year, I was planning to be a great white shark, so I had to think of some good clues. I put my pencil up to my mouth and started to chew on the eraser. Ew, what are you doing? Jessie whispered. What do you mean? I whispered back. You're eating the eraser on your pencil. Oh, I laughed. I didn't even realize I was doing that. Jessie shook her head. You're such a ding-dong, she said, smiling and laughing. I tapped my pencil on my lips and started writing. Before I knew it, I had written down 6 clues. Miss Clark rang a small bell. Okay, everybody, writing time is over. Hand me your papers and I'll call you up one at a time to read your clues to the class. So here he was when he was still writing his clues down. Chloe ran up to the front of the room. Yes, Chloe, could I help you? Asked Miss Clark. I'm going first, said Chloe. Nope, I'm sorry you're not, said Miss Clark. But I want to, said Chloe. You don't get to be first just because you want to be first, said Miss Clark. Jessie poked me. In her world, she does. Please sit down and wait for me to call you to come up here, Miss Clark said to Chloe. Chloe slowly walked back to her seat. Let's see, said Miss Clark. Freddy, why don't you come up here first? I walked up to the front of the room, and before I could say anything, Max yelled out, He's gonna be a shark! How do you know that? Asked Miss Clark. He hasn't even read a single clue yet. Because he's a shark every year. Boring, Max said, pretending to yawn. I started to walk back to my seat. Where are you going? Asked Miss Clark. Back to my seat. Why? Because Max already guessed mine, I said with a big sigh. No, he didn't, said Miss Clark. I looked confused at her. He just guessed a shark. He didn't guess what kind. I want to know what kind, said Miss Clark, smiling. I smiled back and went back to the front of the room. Okay, here are my clues, I said, and I started to read them. This shark can grow to be 20 feet long and weigh 4,000 pounds. It's the largest meat-eating shark. It likes to eat seals. It has hundreds of very sharp teeth. It lives in places like Australia, South Africa, and the United States. It's the only shark that can lift its head out of the water to look for food. Freddy, are you ready for people to guess? I said, nodding. I know, Max shouted, waving his hand wildly. No shouting out, please, said Miss Clark. I will choose someone with a quiet hand. Jack, you're sitting quietly. A whale shark? Guessed Jack. Nope, I said. Chloe? A dolphin shark? A dolphin shark? That's the funniest thing I ever heard. Ah! Max started busting out laughing. There's no such thing. Yes, there is, Max. You be quiet. It's my turn, said Chloe. Freddy, is that correct? Asked Miss Clark. Nope, I said. There's no such thing as a dolphin shark. Here's a picture of a a dolphin combined with a shark, and he's got a question mark like, what? Because there is not a dolphin shark. See, I told you, Max said to Chloe. If you two cannot behave, you will not have a turn, said Miss Clark. Josh, do you have a guess? A great white shark? Yeah, you're right. You got it, I said, smiling. Josh smiled back. Josh, would you like to go next? Sure. Oh, wait, look at the time, said Miss Clark. I can't believe it's lunchtime already. We'll have to finish the guessing game after lunch. It will be Josh's turn. I can't wait to hear his clues. Me either, I thought as I got in line behind him. Hey, Josh, you want to sit with me and my friend Robbie at lunch? I asked. He turned to me and smiled. Sure, he said. Okay, so if you want to finish reading the book with me and listening to me read it, come back each day to read 2 new chapters. Tomorrow I will read chapter 3. It's called California Cool. So, hope that you liked it so far. I am happy to be back reading Ready Freddy books. I will see you guys on the video again tomorrow.